I mean, you've given up everything in pursuit of this because this is your #1 priority and nothing gets in the way of it, correct?
That's correct, Dr. Phil. I pursue this daily, and I always say when people ask me, what does that mean to you? I say, all in. I'm all in.
What do you think happened? Why do you think she was killed?
And she saw something she shouldn't have seen. She was jeopardizing people's lifestyles. They executed her.
You say she told you don't know what it was?
No, I don't, Dr. Phil. She said, I can't tell you right now, Daddy, but I will. And I know the reason she said that because she was in the situation. And she knew that if she told me, I would tell her to remove herself immediately, and she wasn't ready for that.
You've related this to the authorities, and they've investigated this, and said they have at this point no reason to believe that any of that is true. They don't have any suspects regarding what you're saying.
They don't believe anything is true, and they don't have any suspects. I don't know what they do.
We did get a statement from them, and I'm going to read it in part. I'm going to put the whole thing up on drphil.com, but here in part is their statement. At no time has the investigation been declared a cold case, and an investigative team is presently assigned. We are aware of criticism from some family members. The details of our investigation must remain confidential. While the police will always try to communicate and update families, the necessity of maintaining confidentiality to ensure a successful prosecution remains our priority. The Saanich Police remain committed to working in partnership with the RCMP. We will continue to work for justice for Lindsay.
That's not a truthful statement. They declared it a cold case. They called me into their office on year 2 and said, Jeff, this is a cold case now. We've done our investigation. So I said, okay, turn over the file to me, which I'm entitled to, and information from the file. So they said, well, why don't you go have lunch and we'll call you after lunch. I did. They phoned me while I was at lunch. So you don't have access to any of the case. So they will not keep it a cold case because they know I'll get information, and so does the media entitled to information. So they just keep it cold case. The other thing not truthful there is the officers assigned are, yes, assigned to the case as their PR terms, but they work general detective work. That's not acceptable for me.
Well, I understand, and I understand your frustration here, but somebody did this heinous crime. And people that do this kind of thing, they talk, they tell somebody. Somebody has heard something about this somewhere, and you may not recognize how consequential some little piece of the puzzle you might know, but when it's snapped together with another piece of the puzzle, it can make a difference. So look at this picture, and if you have heard someone talking about this, if you saw something, if you know something, pick up the phone. I don't care if it's been 11 years or 12, 13, 14. This is a crime that deserves to be solved. This man deserves to have justice for his daughter. So if you know something, if you can help, please, please, please pick up the phone, give a tip to the authorities, and let's see if we can get this thing solved. That's what we're here for. That's what we want. Okay? All right, fair enough?
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Next, she survived a predator who authorities have been hunting for 12 years, a serial rapist attacking a young woman on a 3-mile stretch off of Ramsey Street in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We're going to talk about that after the break. In March of 2006, police say a man began stalking and sexually assaulting young women as young as 15 years old along a stretch of street in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Now, Kobe says she was a junior in college when she became the Ramsey Street rapist's 5th victim.
The purpose of this conference is to notify the public of